While the Fallout series has changed dramatically since its inception way back in 1997, there are a few things that always remain constant. Nuclear apocalyptic wasteland, super mutants, war that never changes, and shelters hidden deep underground called vaults. But more specifically, the faceless entity responsible for those vaults, Vault-Tec. But what really is Vault-Tec? What was the true purpose behind the crazy and highly unethical experiments that went on behind those steely vault doors? Well, sit right back, you lore connoisseurs, because in this video, we're going to go through a rapid explanation of Fallout's Vault-Tec. Now note that there was a lot of Vault-Tec lore in Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which was a third-person shooter with RPG elements set in the Fallout universe. But a lot of its story actually conflicts with stuff set up in previous entries, so Bethesda just went ahead and declared the game as non-canon. So for that reason, we're just gonna skip over that stuff and focus only on the canon story. Before we talk about Vault-Tec themselves, it's important first to set the context of where the world was at before the bombs dropped. Tensions between the USA, Russia, and China were at an all-time high. The last few remaining resources on the planet were running low, and nuclear war seemed all but imminent. Basically, Earth was pretty fucked even before the bombs dropped. Sure, Fallout 4 paints a picture of a bright and colorful world with friendly butler robots and newborn babies, but make no mistake, there was an ever-present sense of dread and a starving of natural resources hanging over the world. Enter Vault-Tec, a tech corporation that, at least on the outside, looked to put people's minds at ease through what was known as Project Safe House, an initiative that would see the development of 122 vaults with extremely limited space that could at least ensure humanity's survival and eventual repopulation of the planet should the worst occur. Again, this is on the outside. The truth is that there was another name used to describe Project Safe House, and it was a Societal Preservation Program, a program that was ultimately run by the Enclave, who enlisted the help of Vault-Tec to conduct the aforementioned crazy and highly unethical experiments. But before we go into the why of those experiments, let's do a side note on the Enclave. The Enclave is a shadow government made up of powerful government officials, energy company execs, and defense contractors that have ordained that they alone are the best suited to restore order to the world after the inevitable apocalypse. Now, since Vault-Tec was primarily funded by the government, which was made up of members of the Enclave, one could say that Vault-Tec was essentially a puppet corporation in the hands of the Enclave. Now, back to the why. The Enclave knew all too well the fucked up state the world was in pre-war, which was why they decided that they needed a new plan in case the planet was left uninhabitable after the inevitable nuclear war. That plan was to blast off into space and colonize a new planet. Now, when you're planning to make a mass exodus into space, you need to make sure that everything is perfect, that all worst-case scenarios are accounted for, and that you find the option with the greatest chance of success. They're only going to get one shot at this after all. So, the Enclave decided to make a large portion of the vaults, each of which, by the way, are designed to simulate a space vessel as much as possible, run experiments to see what would happen in various extreme circumstances. What if the passengers became rowdy and there needed to be a special chemical to calm them down? Vault 106. Would regular people be able to sacrifice someone if it meant the survival of everyone else? Vault 11. What would happen if the craft was never opened? How would the inhabitants react? And how would the Overseer keep control? Vault 101. What would the effects be of long-term cryogenic freezing on unaware subjects? Vault 111. These experiments almost always ended in disaster, but for Vault-Tec, and more importantly the Enclave, it wasn't the lives of the people inside the vaults that was important, it was the data. All of this data was monitored inside Vault Zero, which was a special vault that contained the greatest minds of the pre-war era. And by that I mean literally, their minds were separated from their bodies and connected to one big supercomputer called the Calculator. And so that's the story of Vault-Tec. Now, it should be noted that not all of the 122 vaults were used for experiments. There are a number of control vaults that were actually run normally. And of course, over the course of Fallouts 1 through 4, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout Tactics, we've actually only come to learn of about 28 of them. So there's plenty more to learn about not only the vaults themselves, but also Vault-Tec as a corporation. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. And with that, I've been your friendly neighborhood Spidey, and you know the drill. Click that subscribe button right here for more awesome daily videos, and I'll see you next time.